couple analogies. First, an analogy that was told to me, and there's some problems with this analogy, and I'll tell you why. The analogy was, Mr. Marino, you built this case brick by brick, row by row. And I'm glad you're a bricklayer because I use this analogy all the time. You built it brick by brick, row by row, and now you and you alone have to live in it. I understand what she was trying to say, but unfortunately, there is a lot of holes in this analogy. First of all, I am a bricklayer, and I know that houses are not built with their foundations made out of brick. At one time they were, but that's wrong. We don't do it anymore because it's a flawed idea. It's poor. It's a poor way to do it, and I would never do that, and I never have. So her analogy doesn't work for me. It's wrong. And secondly, bricks aren't laid row by row. They're called courses. And the word row has a different meaning than course. And it's not a row, it's end to end. Now, what that tells me is that analogy is actually saying that you don't know what you're doing. You are a terrible bricklayer, and you're making the same mistakes that the bricklayers who are long gone and in their grave had made. And that's not true in any way, shape, or form. The second analogy, which would be for this person, is this. Out in the field, there was a big old bull and a pheasant. And the pheasant would ride on the back of the bull, eating the ticks off the bull. And it was a symbiotic relationship. They were able to help each other out. Now, one day the bull asked the pheasant, "Why don't you fly up into that tree? You've got wings." And the pheasant said, My wings aren't strong enough. I can't even make it to the first branch." Now the old bull offers the pheasant a solution. He says, "I bet in a month that I can get you to the top branch of that tree." Pheasant says, "Oh yeah, how's that?" The bull says, "Every day for a month, take a bite out of my dung every morning. And I guarantee you, by the end of the month, you'll be at the top of the tree. I guarantee you at the first week, you'll get to the first branch." The pheasant says, "No, I don't think that's going to happen. How's that going to work?" Bull says, "I wouldn't kid you, it's going to work." So the pheasant, after some deciding, he decides to try it. And the first morning, he tries a peck of the dung. And after a week, he does fly to the first branch of the tree. There's something to this, he thinks. By the end of the month, of every day taking a bite of the bull's dung, the pheasant flies all the way to the top branch. And as the pheasant's looking out on the landscape and the sunset, he thinks to himself, wow, it really did work. But little did that pheasant know that just down the way there was an old farmer rocking on his rocking chair, enjoying the sunset. And he sees that fat pheasant up on the top branch of that tree. And that old farmer reaches over next to his rocking chair and grabs out his rifle. And he shoots the pheasant. He thinks to himself, that's going to be a great dinner. Now, the moral of this story is, bullshit may get you to the top, but bullshit will not keep you there. Now, that's an analogy that's true.